Here's a real classic for you. That is some art on this title screen. Like, I appreciate the lizard guy's expression looking at these designs. Sure. So this is Gauntlet, which I never really played on the NES. Again, I do own a copy because I like absorb somebody else's collection of games. But I did play the hell out of this in arcades. Okay, technically it's Gauntlet 2. Most people think in Gauntlet you can only attack by shooting like this, but you also have a melee attack if you just like walk into stuff. If you're playing the Barbarian, it's actually viable even. If you're playing as anyone else, it really isn't. But yeah, what if like a D&D dungeon crawl was an arcade game? And also was Doom. So you have a big, huge number that goes down based on time and also by taking damage. It goes up by eating food. Ultimately, most just goes down. Temporary repulsiveness? That's a terrible thing to say. Too ugly want to fight, apparently. I feel like everybody's main memory of Gauntlet is just that announcer going, "Eat your food, don't shoot it." Oh no, I didn't want to pick that up. Oh boy, recessive shot. So anyway, oops, I accidentally used the thing. The games kind of keep going on like this and getting like harder and harder over time. Oh, reflective shot. Okay, yes. That's poison. It's kind of threading the needle through these. But anyway, so Gauntlet seems like a fun little like jaunty romp until you realize that like there's an absurd number of levels. You kind of only just get the one life ever. And there's like some secret choices in branching paths later on, and if you don't pick exactly the right one, you get to the end of the game and it's just like, okay, game over. Play the whole thing again. And it's like, yeah, Gauntlet doesn't respect your time is what I'm saying. It's also a lot more fun with like a friend or three. But again, childhood memories, like not this particular copy, but the original arcade game, I was like, you know, kind of obsessed with low key, and as I've established, I had a period where like my mother got in broad terms that I was like into D&D. So there was this board game from TSR called Dungeon that she has got any copy of, and wasn't a fan at the time of like giving me the rules to board games. possibly because then like I'd ask to play it with other people and not just find my own fun with it. So I somehow got into my head that it was like tabletop Gauntlet simulator specifically. And just kind of made up rules accordingly. Yeah, as far as like arcade game design though, it's pretty solid because like you usually feel like you're doing pretty good in Gauntlet until you're suddenly dead. Speaking of, and yeah, this is technically Gauntlet 2, which is why, being I'm pretty sure like a console exclusive, it is slightly less evil. Slightly? Melee combat. See, it's a thing. What is the Valkyrie's like main strength? Is it, like defense? Because my attack kind of sucks and I'm kind of slow. I'm pretty sure the wizard has like the best ranged attack and is therefore kind of just the best character. And I know the thief can like shoot through little diagonal slits. Oh, so can Valkyrie. Okay. Sure are some sounds. Also, screw having music of any kind. Except in the title screen. So yeah. Gauntlet 2. Moving along. What is this? Backlogger says I have it, and I believe him, but, is this what I was just playing, or something else? What is this? I may have acquired a pile of NES games from a friend several years ago and never really gotten around to most of them. But this is Captain Skyhawk, apparently. Okay. Okay, it's forward-facing, what do you call it? Zaxxon? Is that what I'm thinking of? Also, oh, okay. This is gonna be, yeah. Okay. This is one of those. There's a reason that the game they're ripping off went with this isometric perspective of from like an angle, and not facing forward, because you can't really tell any distances in that perspective. Okay. Okay, moving on. Oh, here's some obscure thing that I acquired from a friend later on. Like, I don't know if I've ever heard of this one. But I deserve a good game, and I have a copy of it now, so... I have moved past the games that I, like, really grew up with, and now it's just into NES games that are in my collection. That is such a weird way to describe Dracula. changing countries from good to bad. Yeah, I definitely played the Castlevania games when they were new, and then I, like, went eBay binging later. Much later, when eBay was a thing. So I was like confused why this game has putting your name in when it's like it's not that kind of game. You don't have a save slot. You're putting in passwords to continue. And the answer, as is often the case, is oh no, it was disk system in Japan, and you actually did save it. Also, like things did reasonable amounts of damage, and Grant was viable. And the soundtrack is better, but it's still pretty good. Except for that whip sound, that's just nothing. Anyway, yeah, didn't really own it at the time, but I did rent this when it was brand new, and, back to the thing about how my father sucks. He had a habit of like watching horror movies late at night after I'd gone to bed, but like right after I'd gone to bed, so there wasn't time for me to fall asleep. And I just got like just the audio from them. And mostly it's like really cheesy stuff, but like when it's just the audio, it's kind of freaky when you're like, you know, 6. And so that translated into like actually having nightmares on playing Castlevania, and like stuff reminding me of just these random snippets of like barely recognized horror stuff. It's the best weapon in the first game. This is not the first game though. Here it's, I think, still pretty okay. The answer is never knife. I know that. Like, original Castlevania 1, you want to use the holy water. It's like, here, you want to stunlock every boss in the game? Enjoy. And broadly, it tends to be the cross past that. Although I feel like the axe was actually really good in 4. Because, like, doing damage to things that are directly in front of you, that's kind of covered. I'm familiar with the holy water. You remember when there's this like video game company called Konami and they made games and they were really good? When they got angry at people and made them like live in a closet, and then they made a bunch of Hachi slot machines based on their old stuff. Well, apparently, and like look at how good those houses are in the background. Holy cow! Look at those. Yeah, lately they've been, like, getting back to, oh, maybe we should make video games again, because, like, people only, you know, look at our gambling things because they have nostalgia for these, and, like, they're all gonna die eventually. We gotta get some fresh blood in here. So they, like, commissioned that remake of, Silent Hill 2, which I don't think looks good, but I have heard good things from people that I usually trust about that series. So a little skeptical. It just seems like it's such a slog. But then also, they released this collection of all of the Castlevania games up until they would have to include ones from that guy they hate, who made all the good ones. So it's like all the NES games, including Kid Dracula, most of the Game Boy games, and the two on the SNES. And that is, just mentioning because I'm playing this, currently free on the Epic Game Store for, like, this week. So if you want to personally get your Castlevania, you know, grab that real quick before, like, Thursday. And if you want to play, like, the really good ones, there was that recent Switch bundle of, like, all the DS ones. And for some reason, like, a remade version of the arcade one that was originally really bad. And then if you want to play Symphony of the Night or Rondo of Blood, get a time machine. So the clock tower here is like an optional level, and I've never not done it. Because it's me, the person who likes Grant, even though this is the version where he sucks. And I've got a grudge against, like, the person who did the Netflix show that just cut him out of it. It was like, I don't think a pirate ghost belongs in Castlevania. It's like, how dare you? Long before we had, like, long-haired twink vampires, we had a pirate ghost. I mean, Alucard was there, but, like, he had this military haircut and, you know, it hadn't come out to his father yet, apparently. So this is a really, like, Shovel Knight sort of palette in this level. Just like the really, really vivid, glowy purple and green. So this was like the coolest thing at the time, this swinging pendulum here. And I'm still kind of impressed by it. Because, like, I mean, yeah, the shaft is a little broken and janky, but, like, you know. If you got, like, a fuzzy CRT, it's even better. What's kind of annoying about the clock tower, though, is, like, I'm already, you know, risking my life doing this fully optional level. Oh, that was rude. That's what I'm saying. I'm already, like, risking my life doing this fully optional level to get the character that, because they didn't like people like me renting games over here in America, and the industry consensus was, well, let's just make them, like, unfairly hard and frustrating. Part of that was taking my boy Grant there and making him just really, really suck. Like, in the original release of the game, like you have infinite free knives as a basic attack. That like the proper kind of knives that like go across the screen and do range damage. And then on top of that, you can also have axes. And here it's just like, what if Link from Zelda 2 had less range? Like in his attacks, not like acting skills. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. Also, in the original release, like, monsters did an amount of damage based on what the monster was, and not based on how far into the game you are. Yeah, there was the like PS4 era collection. Oh, I forgot how rude this one specific jump is. You have to like wait until it looks like you're about to fall and then jump. I like the attention to detail of having that like shine on the gear there too. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. Well, this is like back in the start of the level, isn't it? Which, well, that's interesting. I forgot about that. The animated background almost don't pause when you pause it. But yeah, Castlevania 3, like, serious classic. The American version is like made hard and makes the quirkiest character suck. Which as a result means you just go for Sypha and like switched over for bosses. And you definitely don't take Alucard's route because then you have to do the horrible, horrible thing with the like falling blocks and whatnot. Which is super cool on a technical level. Anyway. Don't want to spend too much time on any one thing when I've like gone into the expanded section of games that I got from other people later on. So now, like, what is less known? Oh, okay. This is a must. This one I think I got when I just like absorbed a friend's collection. I might have picked it up used somewhere. And I don't know how well it's going to come across in this environment, but let's play us some M.U.L.E. So this feels like it should have, like, interesting statistical differences. It doesn't. Except that, like, they have extra money. They have less money. But the rest of these, I think, are just, like... It sure sounds like they're going to have, like, extra food or whatever, and it's not actually true in practice, in my recollection. Let's cheat.
Welcome, Purple Flapper.
But, yeah, M.U.L.E. is like... What if one of them German board games was a video game? Oh, no, I do actually have the money. Okay, cool. And it's just like whoever clicks it first, basically. Okay. And now we bid. Which just kind of just means hold up until everybody else chickens out. And then maybe hold down to like stiffen with the exorbitantly priced plot of land. That will kind of cripple them for the rest of the game. Like, no, you're stuck with it.
Purple flapper.
It's kind of just in the middle of nowhere and kind of useless. Go ahead. So now the actual gameplay. I have a limited amount of time. I go in here. Gotta buy me a mule. Gotta equip it. To produce some food. Gotta walk it out here. Plop it down there. And then remember what these other things do. Unless if we want to sell stuff, never mind. And then after I'm done getting my stuff, I come in here and gamble at the bar for extra money based on how much time I have left. And then random things happen. It's a little Monopoly cardy. And like the actual like mechanics are pretty basic. You actually have like a really tight time limit for doing your stuff, which is why I was like, you know, I'm not gonna get that plot way out there. Everybody was like bidding way too much on. Food is better in the river. Like mining is better in mountains. I think nothing tiles are good for solar. You kind of need some of all of these for various reasons. Ore is used to make new mules, otherwise there's a limited supply. There's no real reason to buy it per se, unless you're like playing the market. Running out of food, you just like have less time on the map. I think running out of power, you produce less stuff. So we're all going to be trying to sell an orange probably going to want to buy. Oh, like market price, okay. Orange gonna figure out what's going on and like, no, okay, well, whatever. So it's this sort of thing, and there's some random events that happen. What's interesting, and I don't think I can actually play it long enough for it to be relevant, is that the end of the game, rather than just being like, okay, you have the most money, you win, there's also this check of like, okay, how well is the colony doing overall, though? Like, is everybody starving to death, and is there no power and no like mules in the thing? Because if so, like, congratulations, you're the richest person on this planet that nobody is ever going to visit. Enjoy your ghost town. And it's like, I like that a lot. It was actually short too, so let me grab one of those. And it's like, it's a very intuitive auction system here too. And we got these cute little score chickens. Yeah, the colony score is like everybody else's total combined, and it's like that has to be at a minimum threshold, or else it's like kind of everybody loses actually, and that's just neat, is what that is. And there's also stuff like if you have a bunch of stuff making the same things in close proximity, there's like a productivity bonus on it. Like my current plan is just like, I guess I will get a bunch of mountain tiles and mine them a bunch. The real cutthroat thing to do though is you like just buy all the mules in the corral and just set them loose because you're in a hurry, and destroy the supply, and then like corner the market on metal, and everybody else is like panicking because they can't do anything at all. But then you get like the bad ending because you kind of like need everybody to have some level of like being alive. And going super greedy, that doesn't happen. And like, yeah, I'm picking up your message on that one. I'm here for it. I'm also now like dependent on other people for like electricity at the least. If nobody's making it, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, it's a bit somebody's making some. Everybody's making some. Okay, so that's gonna work out for me. I think there's decent ore production in the mountains. Oh no, my crops. I don't know. I might hoard it, wait for the price to come up. Hopefully not lose it to Pirates rating, which does tend to happen. Being randomly beset by locusts. I am short 3 food. Why don't you give me? Electricity also very important, and it's selling for like nothing, and everybody's got some. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the person that nice and low. So yeah, it goes on like this. As of 2 turns in, I'm still winning, so yeah. But yeah, not gonna do the whole game. M.U.L.E is neat, especially multiplayer.